What's up, everybody? I am Jaspreet Singh and welcome to the Minority Mindset and welcome back to our Monday video. Today's video is brought to us by a question from the Chicagoan. I think that's what he's trying to say, whose question was, what is your belief about many financial plans that require debts to get paid off first at the expense of retirement contributions? Aaron Hernandez responded to this question by saying, I second this question, it's my current dilemma. And then the Chicagoan, I think that's what it is, responded to that by saying, yes, many people are paying off student debt or mortgage debt, but make enough to also invest in retirement at the same time. But many people don't want to lose out on this. So what is the right thing to do? Should you, if you're a young person, a millennial, be focused on paying down your student debt, your mortgage debt, or should you be investing for your retirement? Let's start here. I have a Market Watch article pulled up, which is talking about the current state of investment and retirement planning for millennials. So let's get into what this article says. The title starts with, Millennials Need Help with Retirement Math. I think you know where this article is going, but let's look at the numbers. Okay, so I highlighted the stuff that I want you to see in green. It starts off by saying that the median millennial has saved $23,000 to support his or her retirement and is investing 10% of his or her annual salary in their 401k or a similar retirement account. Now, you know my thoughts on the 401k. I'm not a huge fan of the 401k. That's why I don't offer a 401k for my employees. I do something different called an investment match, where now you control your investments. You still get that match from me, but you don't have to put it in an account where you can't access it, and you can get better tax breaks. But let's focus in on this article. The second thing that this article says is that 53% of millennials expect that their retirement savings account will be their primary source of retirement income. I'm assuming here that savings account means more than just savings account, or at least I hope so. But then it says that 80% of millennials agree that I am concerned with Social Security not being there for me when I retire. Okay, if you are a millennial, if you are under the age of 45 for that matter, do not plan on Social Security being there. I've talked about this before and I'm going to continue talking about it. Social Security is not something you want to rely on for you to be able to live your life and to be able to enjoy your retired time. Social Security is dying, and unless something is drastically done, you're not going to be able to live your life off of Social Security. So don't rely on it. The way Social Security works, or was supposed to work, is you invest, okay? Invest 12 or 13% of your income, which is 6.5% from you, or right around there, and then another 6% from your employer, and this money goes to the government who's supposed to invest it. This way, when you retire, your money will be there. But the government didn't do a very good job with your money. Big surprise. And now what's happening is you, young people, are having to spend your money to fund other people to retire because the amount of money in the Social Security reserve is depleting. So when it's your turn to retire, unless something is drastically done, your benefits are going to be cut. So don't rely on Social Security. If you want to plan for your retirement, you should be creating it yourself. This way you can live life the way you want, not the way that somebody else, your employer or the government, is going to say that you can do based off of how much money they give you. So create your own retirement. And if you're wondering how, we have a bunch of videos on our channel talking about how to create investments and how to invest your money. This way you can create passive income. This way you can put your money to work so you can do something else and enjoy your life while your money is continuing to generate you money. That's what investing is, and that's what retirement is for the majority of people, where you have this income coming in from something else. It could be real estate, it could be stocks, while you are doing something else and enjoying your life. The whole point of retirement, or the goal with retirement, is you put aside enough money finally, so you have enough of a nest egg put aside. This way you are getting enough money from your interest or your dividends or your rent payments so you can continue to live your life. You don't have to be old to start doing this if you start planning for it early. But back on this article, the last thing I wanted to show you is that 31% of millennials are expecting the retirement standard of living to improve when they retire. This percentage is higher than for other generations. It says that only 18% of Generation Xers think that their standard of living will go up when they retire. And for baby boomers, it is 9%. So a lot of millennials, 1/3, almost a third of millennials, think that their standard of living will go up when they get into retirement. Even though, according to this article, the median millennial has saved $23,000. And I know there's a lot of studies that say a lot of millennials have nothing put aside for retirement. So the point of this article really focuses on this point right here, how so many millennials are expecting their standard of living to go up when they retire, but they're not putting enough money away or investing aggressively enough to get this higher standard of living when you retire. Because for the majority of people right now, baby boomers and Generation Xers, their standard of living is gonna go down. I mean, baby boomers don't have enough money put aside to retire, which is why so many people are having to work longer to get to this retirement, because people don't have enough money put aside. And right now for millennials, it's looking even worse because millennials have even more student debt. We have a higher standard of living, and on top of that, wage growth is not keeping up. So it is really a dilemma now how millennials should be planning and saving for retirement. So let's talk about what you should be doing back from your question. So if I had to summarize your question, it looks like what you're asking is, if I'm a young person with student loans, should I be focused on paying off my student loans or my mortgage, or should I be working extra hard to put this money towards my retirement? This way I can compound my money and compound my wealth. In other words, if I have an extra $1,000 at the end of every month, should I be putting this $1,000 towards my loans, or should I be investing this extra $1,000? So I'm not a big fan of financial plans that tell you this is exactly what you need to be doing, because everybody has a different goal in life. Everybody has different financial goals, and everybody has a different plan on what they want to do. So what you do with your money is going to depend on your goals, which is why the answer to this is going to depend on you. And there are 3 factors that I want you to look at to help you answer this question for yourself. The 3 questions I want you to ask yourself are: 1, what are your financial goals? 2nd, what kind of debt do you have? Meaning, how high are the interest payments? And 3, what is your investing experience? And now let me show you how to go through these questions. For question 1, what are your financial goals? If your goal is just to live stress-free and to live a financially simple life, then your goal should be to pay down your debt as fast as possible. This way you don't have to worry about payments, and all of your extra money can be used to invest in your retirement account. Now, compare that to somebody who wants to live a lavish lifestyle. You want to drive the luxury cars, you want to fly in first class or fly in your private jet, and you want to go on luxury fancy vacations. If that's what you want to do, then you need to be more aggressive with your investments so you can grow your money. Because if you want to live big, you got to make more money, and that's where you have to take more calculated risks with your money. With question 2, what kind of debt do you have? Well, if you have credit card debt, or a debt that's costing you 12%, 14%, 16%, 25% a year, then you should be putting your money towards paying down your debt, because the average return in the stock market and the average return in real estate is something around 10% a year. So if your debts are more than 10%, like the average credit card debt is something around 15.5% a year, then you are getting a much better return by using this money to pay down your debt, because getting a 20% or 16% guaranteed return by paying down your high interest debts is much better than going into the stock market trying to get a 10% return, because your returns in the stock market are not guaranteed. But a guaranteed 15% return by paying down your credit card debt early is guaranteed, it's risk-free, and it's 15% that you're not paying that you get to keep in your pocket. Now, compare that to something like student debt, which is usually around 6%, or if you have a mortgage, around 4% or 3.5%, depending on when you got your loan. Now is when you can start asking yourself questions based off of the first question you asked. Do you want to be living large, or do you want to be financially stress-free? If you want to live large and you're paying 5% or 6% a year on your loans, now you can really start asking yourself if you want to take the extra risk to start investing, and that's where question 3 will help you. Question 3 is, how much investing experience do you have? Look, Everybody starts off with zero investing experience. It's just like starting a YouTube channel. Every YouTube channel starts with 0 followers, 0 subscribers, 0 views, and 0 thumbs up. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. This doesn't mean that you should never start a YouTube channel, but this means that when you're starting off, you're gonna have to learn how to make a YouTube channel, how to make videos, and how to publish videos, and how to talk in a way that people like to watch. So just like that, you have to go through this learning process. Your investments are the same way. Just because you have no investing experience does not mean that you should start investing, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to go all into your investments if you're just starting off. So if you have low interest debts, but you don't have any investing experience, well, right now you can use this time to continue to pay down your low interest debts while learning about investing. So you can take investing courses or invest smaller chunks of money just to kind of get your feet wet. This way you can learn the ropes and see how it works. And once you feel more comfortable with investing, now you can make the decision. Okay, I'm young, I want to live large, I have low interest debts, and now I have investing experience. Maybe I should start putting more money towards investing instead of paying down my low interest debts, because if you're paying 5% over here in your loans or your debt or whatever, and you can make 8 or 9% through your investments, well, obviously it's better to go with your investments, but your investments are not guaranteed. You are never guaranteed to make money when you invest. You might even lose money. That's where the experience can help. So as you're asking yourself, should I be using my money to pay down my debt, or should I be using it to invest for my retirement or something else? Remember the 3 questions. What are your financial goals? What kind of debt do you have? And what investing experience do you have? When you apply these 3 questions to your life, you will know what you should be doing with your money right now. Now that you've heard my thoughts on this, I want to hear your thoughts. Should somebody be using their money, if they are a young millennial with student debt and a mortgage, to pay down their debts, or should they be using that money to invest in something like the stock market or real estate or even their business? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. We read every single comment that we get.